it's on. I think it's on now. Okay. Hi guys. Could you please tell me if you can hear me, guys? Okay. I'm using the traditional pen and paper method on live stream after a very long time, so I hope it's working fine. I'm a little nervous because it's been a long time, but I hope it's working fine. Oh, okay, you guys can hear me. Okay. Hi guys, thank you so much for joining the live stream. Okay, so I think without further ado, we can start right away. So in this lesson, we're going to learn two verb forms. Actually, let me make it a bit bigger, guys, so that you can see it more clearly. We're going to learn two verb forms that come from adjective. So basically, these are the verbs that come from adjective, and an adjective is combined with certain auxiliary verb to become a verb. So the first form that we're going to learn in this lesson is adjective combined with Adj-아 auxiliary verb, and we're going to learn the second one, adjective plus Adj-하다, in the next one right after it. So let's start with this one. So when adjective is conjugated, we all know that this 아 signifies you have to conjugate the adjective, right? So present conjugated adjective plus 지다 becomes a verb to mean to become adjective. So it wasn't like that before, but now it is. That's what become means, right? So we're gonna actually jump into making these verbs by ourselves. So let's start with some of the adjectives that I brought. 잠깐만요. Okay. So 따뜻하다. 따뜻하다 is an adjective, right? It means to be warm. To be warm. And if you want to combine 따뜻하다 with 지다, you can simply conjugate the adjective in its present form and then put 지다, which would become 따뜻하다 해, right? 따뜻해지다. And this would mean to become warm, right? It wasn't warm before, but now it is. To become warm. So we can make sentences like 봄 means spring. 봄이 되니까. 봄이 되다 means to become spring, right? So it means the spring has come. So you can also say 봄이 오니까. 봄이 되니까. 니까 comes from 그러니까, which means since, so. So now that it's spring, since the spring has come, 봄이 되니까 it became warm. You can say 따뜻해. So as we can see here, guys, 따뜻해지다 in and of itself is now a verb. So we can safely say 따뜻해지 is the stem of 따뜻해지다, right? So this verb can be conjugated in present tense, past tense, and future tense following the corresponding rule. And if you want to conjugate 따뜻해지다 in past tense, it would become 따뜻해졌어요, right? 봄이 되니까 따뜻해졌어요. So that's how you would say it. And let's try with another verb, which is 맵다. 맵다 means to be spicy, right? When something is hot, spicy. And if you combine 맵다's present conjugation with 지다, it would be 맵다 present tense 매워, right? 매워지다. 매워지다 would mean to become spicy. To become spicy. So you can say 고추장, with using this verb, you can say 고추장을 넣으면, so 고추 means red pepper, and 장 means paste, so red pepper paste, 고추장을, and 넣다 means to put something in somewhere, right? To put something in, and 으면 if. So if you put in the chili pepper, the red pepper paste, 고추장을 넣으면, it will become spicy. How do we say it will become spicy? You can simply conjugate 매워지다 in future tense, right? So you can put the stem first. 매워지다 is the stem of 매워지다, right? 매워지. And then 리을 받침 거예요. 고추장을 넣으면 매워질 거예요. 매워질 거예요. And what you can do is you can also say 고추장을 넣으면 더 매워질 거예요, which would mean it would become more spicier. It would become spicier than it already is. So you can use 더 if you want to emphasize that it will be more of adjective if you do something than it already is. And so that wasn't difficult, right? So this is not a difficult grammar, actually. This is not the type of grammar that stresses you out. So we can all relax while taking this class. And so 슬프다, it's also a very easy adjective, right? Which means to be sad. And when 슬프다 is combined with 아어치다, it would become 슬퍼, 지다, right? 슬퍼지다. Present conjugation plus 지다. And you can say something like okay, so 영화가 movie, 영화가 뒤로 갈수록 so 뒤, guys, 뒤 means back. Let me use a red pen. 뒤로 갈수록, back, and 로 is a direction particle, right? And 가다 plus 리을수록. I think I mentioned it a couple of times in many random lessons, but just to briefly explain this grammar, if you say verb or adjective, 리을 or 을수록, and then the following sentence, it means the more you verb or the more you are adjective, the more the consequence happens. So you can translate it like this. So 영화가 뒤로 갈수록 would mean the more the movie goes to the back. So it means as the movie heads towards the end, as the story heads towards the end, 영화가 뒤로 갈수록 it becomes sad. It becomes sad. So you can conjugate 슬퍼지다 in present tense. 슬퍼져요, right? 슬퍼져요. 영화가 뒤로 갈수록 슬퍼져요. 그리고 and next one, 건강하다. 건강하다 means to be healthy, right? So could you guys try translating if you want to become healthy? If you want to become healthy, using 고 싶다. So if you want to be healthy, so healthy should come first, right? 건강하다. To become healthy would be 건강해지다, right? So 건강해지, the verb stem, and 고 싶다 would mean to want to become healthy. So 건강해지고 싶으면, if you want to be healthy. 건강해지고 싶으면, if you want to become healthy, you're not healthy, but if you want to become healthy, you can say like 운동하다 means to exercise. 운동을 주기적으로 하고, 그래서 주기적 means regular period adjective form, so it means regularly. 주기적으로 으로 makes it an adverb. 주기적 an adverb, so regularly. 주기적으로 하고. If you want to become healthy, then exercise regularly. And here's a good word to know, guys. You can say 소식하세요. So 소, we learned, comes from Chinese character small, and 식, I'm pretty sure it's familiar to a lot of you guys, like 식사, eating, or 음식, food. So 식 has to do with eating. 식 is a word that has to do with eating or food. Excuse me, guys. Let me have a sip of water. Ooh, that's much better. So 소식하다 means to eat lightly. To eat something, eat small amount, not overindulge. So 소식하다 means to eat lightly. So if you want to become healthy, then 운동을 주기적으로 하고 exercise regularly and 소식하세요. Eat lightly. Okay, and moving on to the next one, 낫다. So I'm pretty sure you remember this verb, adjective or verb from irregular verb conjugation lesson. And 낫다 actually has two meanings, guys. So when it means to recover, it's a verb. And when it means to be better, it's an adjective. And from irregular conjugation rule, we learned that 낫다's conjugation goes like this. 나아, present tense. 나았어, past tense. And future tense is 나을 거야, right? So if we were to combine 낫다 with 아어치다, it would be 나아지다, right? 나아지다. And note that when 낫다 means verb, it cannot be combined with 아어지다. But when it's an adjective that means to be better, then it can be combined with 아어지다 to mean to become better. Because 아어지다, like I mentioned, is only combined with adjective. It's a form where you change adjective into a verb. So 아어지다 cannot be combined with a verb. So for example, guys, if you want to say my cold has recovered, you can say 감기, cold, right? 감기가. You can use the verb 낫다 as in recover, and you can conjugate it in past tense and say 나았어요. 감기가 나았어요 means like you recovered from 감기, so it means 감기 has been recovered. 감기가 나았어요. But if you want to say something has gotten better, not recovered, but something has become better, like gotten better. For example, your Korean skill has gotten better. You can say 한국어 실력 literally means like real strength, or it means your skill or ability. So my 한국어 skill, 한국어 실력이 뭐 예를 들어서 예전, like previous days, right? Previous days, 예전보다, compared to, right? Compared to then, previous days, 예전보다 나아졌어요. And this would be the past tense conjugation of 나아지다, which is the combination of 낫다, which means to be better, and 아어치다, which has the meaning of to become something, to become better. So 나아졌어요, it became better, as in it improved. 한국어 실력이 예전보다 나아졌어요. And you can also say 한국어 실력이, this is actually a more common word, guys. 실력이 늘었어요. 뭐 예전보다 늘었어요. So obviously, 늘다 verb is used, right? 늘다. So 늘다 means for something to increase in number, or it can also mean for something to improve, something to have improved. So when we say our skill has gotten improved, we can use this verb. This is a very commonly used verb. 한국어 실력이 많이 늘었어요. 여러분은 한국어 실력 많이 늘었어요? 잠깐만요. Let me read the live chat. Let me pay attention to live chat for a second. 제가 수학 너무 못했는데 새로운 선생님이랑 공부하고 나아졌어요. 오, 좋아요. That's a good sentence. 그렇군요. 수학 선생님을 잘 만나셨나 보네요. 수학. 오, 좋아요. Good for you. Very good for you. 그 다음에 let's move on to verb-고 싶다. Verb-고 싶다. We learned that verb-고 싶다 means to want to verb, right? But do you remember that 고 싶다 itself, even if it means to want to verb, its grammatical form is actually an adjective, and it's treated as an adjective in grammar. So 고 싶다 is an adjective, which means it can be combined with 아어치다. 아어치다. So Verb-고 싶다 plus 아어치다 would be Verb-고 싶다 conjugated in present tense would be 싶어지다, right? Verb-고 싶어지다. So you can guess that it's used in situation where you did not want it to we didn't want to do it before, but now you do. Well, now you want to do it. Verb-고 싶어지다. Verb-고 싶어지다. So let's make some example sentences. So for example, guys, so if you say 집에만, only at home, 집에만 있다, to stay, right? 집에만 있으면, if I only stay at home, 집에만 있으면, I start craving bad food. So start craving means you start wanting to have bad food, right? In that case, you can use 고 싶어지다. 안 좋은 음식, bad food. Or 나쁜 음식 would also be 나쁜 음식, yeah, it would also be fine. Not good 음식, right? Not good 음식, not good food. 음식을 먹다 means to eat, right? 먹고 싶어져요. 집에만 있으면은 if I only stay at home, 안 좋은 음식을 먹고 싶어져요. I start wanting to have bad food. I start craving bad food. So you can use it like this. Or if you like suddenly crave maybe like beer, for example. Do you know how to say beer in Korean, guys? So 백 comes from, I don't know how to write the exact Chinese character, but it means barley. 보리 means barley. And 주 is a Chinese. It comes from Chinese character Adj-아, which means alcohol drink. So you'll hear a lot of names of drinks that end with 주, like soju ends with 주, and what else? Like 양주 means like Western drink, I think, and it refers to many drinks that have been produced in the West. So anyways, 맥주 means beer, and you can say like, 갑자기 suddenly, 맥주가, or 맥주를 마시고 싶어지네요. 싶어지다 plus 네요. This is a sentence ending that is used when you're describing how you feel or what you observe. We're definitely going to learn it in the next course. But 갑자기 맥주를 마시고 싶어지네요. It's like, I suddenly crave 맥주. I suddenly want to drink 맥주. You can say it like this. Okay, 고 싶어져요. Okay, and moving on to a more trickier part, guys. Okay, so there are many adjectives that has 있다 in it, right? 있다. So, 잠깐만. Wait. Sorry. There has. Oh, right. It's actually here. It was actually on the other side of this paper. I completely forgot about this part. But 있다. So there are many adjectives that has 있다 in it. The most common, two common ones being 맛있다 and 재미있다, right? So 맛있다 means to be delicious and 재미있다 means to be fun. So these two can be combined with 아어치다. So 맛있어지다, to become delicious, and 재미있어지다, to become fun. So 맛있어지다, if you were to make a sentence using 맛있어지다, you can maybe say like 설탕 means sugar. 설탕을 조금 더, a bit more, 조금 더 넣다, to put in, right? We learned it earlier in this lesson. 넣으면, 설탕을 조금 더 넣으면 it will become tastier. You can say 맛있어지다, and then will become, so you can conjugate it in future tense. 더 맛있어질 거예요. 설탕을 조금 더 넣으면 맛있어질 거예요. Or using 재미있어지다, you can make sentences like, as the book goes towards the end, it becomes more fun. You can say, 뭐, 이 책은, this book, we learned that heading towards the end is 뒤로 갈수록, right? As it heads towards the end, 뒤로 갈수록 재미있어져요. 재미있어져요. You can use it like this, guys. However, guys, not all adjectives can be combined with 아어지다, or it can be, but it sounds very awkward when it's used in like daily situations. So the examples of those kinds of adjectives are 자신감이 있다 or 인기가 있다. So 자신감이요. This 자신감 is also from Chinese character 자, self, and 신. Oh my gosh, I forgot to. Is it this one? Right? So 자신 means believing in oneself, and 감 means feeling. So it's a feeling of trusting oneself. So it means confidence. Confidence. 자신감. So if you say 자신감이 있다, it literally means you have confidence. There is confidence. So it means to be confident. And 인기 means people energy. So it means to have a people's energy. So it means to have popularity. 인기. I think I mentioned it in 그 뭐지? Consonant assimilation lesson that it's pronounced 인기. So 인기가 있다 would mean to be popular. So if you say 자신감이 있어지다. This sounds slightly awkward, and we don't really say it like this when we mean to become confident. We more say 자신감이 생기다. 자신감이 생기다. So 생기다 literally means to come into existence. So something that wasn't there before now is, right? So 자신감이 생기다 means there wasn't confidence before, but now there is. So you became confident. So 자신감이 생기다 is a more natural way to say to become confident. And also for 인기가 있다, if you say 인기가 있어지다, like people will understand what you mean, but a better way to say it would be 뭐 인기가 생기다. 인기 has come into existence. Or a lot better way of saying to become popular is we usually use more of this. 인기가 많아지다, which I think you guys can guess. 인기가 많다, to be many, right? To be many, and then combined with 아어지다. 인기가 많아지다. So for popularity to like increase, to become more. So we usually say 인기가 많아지다 to describe that somebody or something has gotten more popular. 그 다음에 so that's how it works for adjectives with 있다. Some can be combined with 아어지다 and sound natural, and if some adjectives are combined with 아어지다, like 자신감이 있다 or 인기가 있다, they sound quite unnatural. And the better way to say it would be using 생기다 or 많아지다. 그 다음에요, moving on to 없다, guys. So what's interesting about 없다 is that 있어지다. So when you combine 있다 with 아어지다, it means it becomes 있어지다, right? But this is very rarely used. Whereas 없다 plus 아어지다 is actually a common verb itself. So 없어지다. Could you guys guess what this means? So it means to become not there, right? So it means to disappear. 없어지다. 없어지다. So 예를 들어서 if you want to say like, oh, I lost my cat. You can say, 고양이가 없어졌어요. My cat disappeared. 없어졌어요. 없어지다 되게 많이 쓰여요. 엄청 많이 쓰여요. It's used a lot. So that's one thing. And also, other adjectives that has 없다 in it can also be used with 아어지다. So if you say 재미없어지다, it means to become not fun. So if you want to describe a movie gets boring as it heads towards the end, you can use 영화가 뒤로 갈수록. We're using this word, this phrase many times in this lesson, right? 영화가 뒤로 갈수록 재미없어져요. It gets boring as it heads towards the end, right? And 맛없어지다, to become not delicious, right? Or 자신감이 없어지다, literally is for your confidence to go away, for your confidence to disappear. So 자신감이 없어지다 can be used when you lost your confidence or you became like disheartened by something. 자신감이 없어졌어요. 자신감이 없어졌어요. I lost my confidence. 그 다음에 인기가 없어지다. 인기가 없어지다 would also mean to become unpopular. You had 인기, but now you don't. 인기가 없어졌어요. All right. And I have one more thing to mention, guys. One more thing to mention. So we learned that 아어지다 can only be combined with adjective to turn into a verb, right? So that means it cannot be combined with verbs. And the reason I brought these words is because they seem like they're adjectives, because they mean like they have an adjective. They're an adjective form, but they're actually verb, guys. They're actually verbs, so they cannot be combined with 아어지다. So 화나다 means to get angry, right? 화나다. So 화 means anger, and 나다 means for something to arise. So it means for anger to arise. So this in and of itself means to become angry. 화나다. So you don't have to combine it with 화나치다, nor is it grammatically correct because 화나다 is a verb. So you can just use 화나다 for you became angry. 화나다. 엄마가 뭐 제가 청소를 안 해서 I didn't clean. So my mom got angry. 엄마가 뭐 화났어요 or 화가 났어요. Right? And also 질투하다. So 질투하다 or 질투나다 means to get jealous. 질투하다, 질투나다. So 질투 means jealousy, and it's a little different from 부럽다, because 부럽다 is more like, I'm jealous because it's more of a positive jealousy. It's more like you admire someone, so you get jealous. But 질투하다 it has a very negative connotation. So, but anyways, 부럽다 is an adjective, whereas 질투하다 or 질투나다 are verbs. So if you want to say to get jealous, I got jealous, you can just use 질투나다 for jealousy to arise. 질투나다. 다음에 but since 부럽다 is an adjective, you can combine 부럽다 with 아어지다, which would become 부러워지다, to become like jealous in a positive way. 부러워지다. 그다음에 걱정하다 means to worry, right? To worry. And 걱정하다 is also an adjective, also a verb, guys. It's also a verb, so you cannot say 걱정해지다. Then how should you say to get worried? I'm worried. I got worried. You can say 걱정됐어요. You can just use 걱정되다 to get worried. And it would deliver the meaning of I got worried. So you don't have to worry about it. And is that it? One more, guys, one more. So there is a good idiomatic expression, not good, but fun idiomatic expression. So 배 아프다 무슨 뜻인지 알죠, 여러분? 배 아프다. So 배, stomach, 아프다, hurt. So it means your stomach hurts. 배 아프다. But it's also a figurative way of saying you are unhappy about someone's like well-being or happiness or success. So 배 아프다 can also mean to be jealous. 배 아프다. And since 아프다 is an adjective, In this case, you can say 배가 아파지다, to become jealous. Or literally, it's for your stomach to become sick. So there are various adjectives that can be combined with 아어치다, whereas there are some words that seemingly look like an adjective but are actually not, and so cannot be combined with 아어치다. Okay, so that's all I have for today's lesson, guys. And in the next lesson, we are going to learn this part, adjective plus 아어하다, which is a bit more difficult grammar. But I promise it's not a rocket science, so we can do it. Okay, 그러면 I will end the live here. And thank you so much, guys, for joining. 잠깐만요, let me read some comments. Let me climb up. Let me scroll up. See if there's any questions or messages. Okay. Thank you so much. And I will see you guys in the next lesson. Bye, guys. Thank you for coming.